we're talking to different clients that are weathering this storm like we are. And now we have the fortune to talk to Dr. Matt Egbert, who comes to us from Santa Maria, California, beautiful Central Coast. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, our pleasure. And Matt, your background, you went to Brigham Young University for undergrad, really good school,
Right.
originally from Seattle, but then you went to Parker in Dallas to become a chiropractor. You told me a story which I'd like you to share, why you became a chiropractor, because it's a pretty powerful one. Do you mind sharing that?
Sure, yeah, I can share that story. So when I was about 8 years old, I was wrestling with a buddy of mine in front of school, and he kind of tackled me and pushed me off a little retaining wall and ended up flat on my back down on the sidewalk. And didn't know this, but at that time I fractured my L5, my fifth lumbar vertebrae on both sides, and went to several pediatricians, went to some chiropractors, did lots of things to try and figure out why my back was hurting and why it was giving me so much trouble. And nobody would take that injury seriously, including chiropractors and medical doctors. Nobody x-rayed it. Nobody took it to the next level. In fact, they tried to convince my mom that I was probably making up the pain that I was in.
Wow.
I know. It's astonishing to me now looking back as a provider. But anyway, so it was not until I was 15 or 16 years old, we switched and we went to a new chiropractor who took an x-ray. And then she came back in the room and said, well, you didn't tell me that you had a fractured lumbar spine. And that's when we figured out what happened.
Wow.
So that year we went to several different orthopedic surgeons and things. And I decided that maybe I wanted to have back surgery and fix this thing permanently rather than going to the chiropractor every once in a while. And it was a spinal surgeon that told me and kind of alerted me to the potential negative effects of having back surgery and how serious that could become for me, especially with things like, becoming paralyzed or losing control of my bowel and bladder function. And, I'm 16 and I'm thinking, this is not a good idea for me. And he said, well, why don't you continue to go to the chiropractor until that no longer works for you? Because if that's helping you, there's no reason to do the surgery. And that's what I did. And obviously it changed my life and became a chiropractor.
How about that? That is an amazing story. And I'm glad you made that decision because you're helping a lot of people now.
Thank you.
You've been a client with us since October of 2018. Integrated your practice then. Have you seen good results since then?
Absolutely. Yeah. It is amazing to see how much it opens the style of practice that we do. I love chiropractic. I love doing what I do. And I also love being able to offer additional services to people that are congruent with what I believe and offer them these additional products and find like-minded providers. Both the medical doctor and nurse practitioner we have on staff are very like-minded and we work well together. It's been phenomenal.
That's good. So you're moving along. You've had practice growth, I guess, since you've been a client of ours. And January hits, February hits, and then March hits, and Shazam, the whole country's on lockdown, pretty much, or close to it.
Right.
So, tell me what happened to your practice, and then what have you been doing to cope with that?
Well, the first few days and weeks, I don't think we noticed much of a change in our flow. But then as it started to appear a little more serious to some of the people that were coming in, some of our patients and things, people started to get nervous. And so we started to see our numbers, a lot of people canceling and things, 20, 30% off of what our normal flow is. And so we decided we had to make some changes.
Okay, so you were down a little less than a third. Some people would say that's phenomenal, but that never feels good ever. So you had to deal with some things. What were some of the things to keep patients coming in? Did you communicate with your patients? And if you did, how did you do that? And what did you say?
Yeah. So, what was really helpful to me was you had the COVID-19 summit, right? And so you guys were sharing tons of videos. And so I was watching those things and I was actually scheduled to be in Salt Lake City for the training that got canceled the day that you had that summit. So I had a whole day with no patients. So I just watched that thing. I think it was like 7 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
And got tons of great ideas. And so the first thing that I did, as soon as that thing was over, in fact, I think I paused in the middle of it and I said, all right, here's what we're going to do. and I did some Facebook Live posts, and I talked about the infection control that we were doing in the office. And so we're doing, extra cleaning, all the things that we regularly do, except for more. And I brought from home, I have a really good air filtration system that I use at home that does viruses. It's a hyper filter system. So I brought that to the office. I showed that on another video. We talked about our disinfection practices and just kind of really tried to reassure them that we were doing everything that we could and that they were likely to be more healthy by coming in, getting their adjustments and getting their other medical services so they could stay healthy. We were trying to boost their immune system and stay open to support our community.
Fantastic. So did you reach out to everybody or just current patients, or did you reach out to?
So initially we reached out to all of our patients that were scheduled. We sent all a text message through Zingit, and then we also called all those people as well. And then we made special effort to make sure we were calling any of our kind of at-risk population, some of our seniors and things. And we made sure that they knew that, one, we were still open, and that, two, we were doing everything we can to make this the best environment for them. We additionally, we started doing the screening at the door. We put the notice on the door. If you're coughing or sneezing or have a fever, those kind of things, don't come in. And we were doing that over phone and over text message as well. And then after that, I started doing those Facebook Live videos, and then I started boosting those or paying for promotion on those videos as well. And we're getting lots of responses from that.
So not only did you get existing patients, did you get any new patients?
Absolutely. And one of the things that really helped was we were doing the nutritional support as well. So one of the things you had on there was biogenetics, and talked about the vitamin C, the glutathione, and the B12. So we added all those things to our arsenal, and then I started talking about those on Facebook Live and talking about those and sending text messages about those. Hey, boost your immune system. These are the products we have in stock. This is why we have them in stock, and this is how it helps. And we had, tons of people just coming that were not already patients coming in just to get those products from us.
Wow, that's amazing. So did your numbers start to normalize after that?
Yes, to some extent. We didn't get back 100% yet, but as we get those people coming in, and then we're offering additional, just community support and kind of ideas and things that we learned from that summit about like the hand sanitizer refill station, doing the Facebook posts, doing those other things that we have. We've added vitamin B12 injections like I know your practice did, and we're just offering as much kind of community support to as many people as we can, not just our existing patients. So we're getting more people that are seeing that and are getting to recognize us. Our Facebook followers have gone up, and we're getting some patients from that too. Yeah,
so it's a really brilliant strategy that you've employed, but you also have to have employees there to help you deliver. Did you have any panic or worry by your employees?
Yeah, for sure. They were worried, those first few days when California issued that stay-at-home order. They were like, are we coming to work still, or what's going on? What are we going to do? I said, absolutely, we're coming to work. We've got to, get through this. We got to support our people. If we shut the doors, where does that leave our people?
Right.
Urgent care or emergency room, and we definitely don't want our people ending up there. Their chances of getting exposed there are pretty darn high.
That's right.
We want to handle those, I think it's number 2, number 3 things that drive people to those places outside of COVID-19, which is back pain and joint pain. And we can handle that. So we definitely didn't want to close. And so it was helping them understand that not only are we staying open, but now we're going to shift from our normal focus, and we're going to work on building people's immune response and giving them everything that they need nutrition wise, and helping them to stay motivated and encouraged, and even, a place to go, to get out of the house and come down and see us as a safe place and get the care that they need.
Yeah, I've been interviewing several doctors, and I've heard this story that people are staying at home, and they're doing things they don't normally do, trying to catch up on work they haven't done around the house, or reorganizing stuff, or moving stuff, or doing a garden, and they're hurting their back. They're getting hurt. They're hurting their shoulders. They're hurting their knees, and they're looking for a place to go. And, it's amazing. We've had new patients coming in. Apparently you have new patients coming in. The doctor I spoke to before from Wyoming, Kyle Lawrence, he's having new patients, him and his wife, Savannah, coming in because they got hurt, and there's not many other options to go to.
Right.
So wow, well done for you.
I think one of the things, Doc, is people that are working from home, they're usually working like at a kitchen table with a laptop, and the ergonomics are just terrible, you know?
That's right.
They're sitting in their bed, they're doing different things, or when they're not working, they're watching Netflix, and they're just lounging about and not able to get the exercise. And so people are, I think once, here in the next week or two, we're going to see a ton of our existing patients calling and saying, man, I've been trying to stay away, I just can't, you know? And we're seeing some of that already.
Yeah, I think we're going to start pulling out of it faster. We mentioned this earlier in the show today that the director of the CDC announced, I think it was on Monday or Tuesday, that they realized there's going to be a lot less deaths than they anticipated. And he used the word, I think he said, many, many, many less deaths than we anticipated. So that's all good news. People are going to want to start coming out. Yeah, they're the model that they went by, you know, it's like the hurricane models. There's always like 15 different models, and they always talk about the ones that are major disaster. Well, it's one of the ones that, you know, yeah, it did hit us, but it's a glancing blow, and we might pull out of this sooner than later, which is good news for everybody.
Absolutely.
But well done for you for taking the responsibility to your community to say, you know what, people still have health problems, and they're going to want to go somewhere. Let's unburden the healthcare emergency system, the ERs and the urgent cares, so that they can reserve their energy for the coronavirus, and you can help out doing your part. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Did you have to lay off any employees, or did you have any that want to take time off because of fear?
So we had a couple of employees that have kids at home. You know, schools are shut down. So they've had to take a day, half a day here and there, to try and work that out. So they're trying to get the kids through homeschool, plus, you know, working here. So we've had to do some juggling of, okay, you're going to be here full day this day, you're going to be half day. We've got some of that going on, but we're definitely not laying off people. I've worked really hard to get these people trained and capable, and that's the last thing I want to do is let that staff go. Yeah,
we have a really good staff, and we're very proud of them as well. We have given some time off because of similar reasons, but
sure,
you know, we haven't really let anybody go, and we're looking forward to this coming back to normal. How fast that's going to happen, we don't know, but we do know that if we can get through the worst part of it, which hopefully we already have, that coming out of it, we'll be doing just as strong and being, you know, I think what's going to happen with your clinic, like mine and many other doctors that are in our group, because we were there at a time of need, not just trying to push sales down their throat, but trying to help out the community, giving them good information, giving them good advice on boosting immune system, we will be recognized in the community a little bit better than we were before this crisis. So well done on your part. What has been challenging to you? How do you keep yourself motivated? What are you doing to keep yourself with your head above water?
You know what has been huge for me is the videos that you're putting together. Those videos, I mean, I can't imagine the amount of work and effort that you put into ramping up from nothing to having all that stuff within a matter of days. But that has been, I mean, life-saving for me, because it's motivational, it's informational, and it gives me things to do. And so one of the things we just finished doing was that Medicare relaxed some of the issues with the DME. And what a huge opportunity that was for our practice, because we hadn't done that certification yet to get the bracing approved through Medicare. Now relaxed that at least temporarily. So we spent a few days kind of working on that and getting all the support. I think you assigned me like 2 additional coaches to do that. Plus, we had my regular coach. Plus, I got some help from Lisa at Gold Star to get stuff done so quickly. And now we have that as an additional thing. We're able to help people via telemedicine and help them out. Say, hey, we haven't seen you. We know you haven't been in, and we know you had back issues. How you feeling? And my staff makes those calls, and then there's, you know what, it's really hurting, but I just don't want to leave my house. We say, well, hey, you know, maybe we can teach you some stretches over a video chat, or I can email you a YouTube link. We can also send a brace to you and teach you how to put that on and get that ready for your back and go through that whole process with them. So that's been a huge benefit not only to the business, but also to the patients, that really are fearful to get out or they need something, while they're in their home.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a calm voice that reassures them, that gives them that confidence to do that. So, Dr. Matt Egbert, thank you so much for what you do for the community. Thank you for being on this show today. Is there anything you want to add before we break?
No, I think I thank you personally. I really appreciate you and Colleen, the team over there at AMI, because the value of what I've gotten from you through this crisis right now has been huge. And I know that I signed that deal with you for you to help me get to where I'm at already. But then you guys really stepped in and you said, we got to help people survive this. What can we give them now? And you've delivered just huge for me and for
Well, thank you. You got to realize I do have a great team. There's people right now in this team helping to produce this for our webinars. So I do have a good support staff, but thank you so much for that acknowledgement. And the more we can give you, the more we will, because we want you to continue to succeed and help others. So thank you for being part of this.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, great.